all remember our first love, that classic crush that we have on someone. Mine occurred at the age of 19 in high school, and I was just head over heels for this girl. The second time I felt those same emotions was when I landed in Thailand for the first time in 2005. And I had a foreigner's case of puppy love. I had an absolute crush on Thailand. So why don't I live there today? I would say that my love affair with Thailand began within the first 15 minutes of landing on the cab ride from the airport to the hotel. And it was a 45-minute ride with this crazy cab driver that kept cracking me up because he had all these suggestions. I won't get into the suggestions, but I kept saying, "That's okay, buddy, let's just go to the hotel." But I was overwhelmed with the sights and the sounds and the smells. And I had no idea that I was going to take my 10-day vacation that I had originally planned over there and stretch it out to 30. That's how much of an impact Thailand had on me. I did not want to leave. The list is almost endless. World-class cuisine, from high-priced beer gardens where there's 10 people attending to you at all times, a girl with a drink cart that stands there the whole time. I'd never seen service like that before in my life. To my personal favorite, street food, where there's rows and rows and blocks of street vendors selling not only food, but fresh food cooked right in front of you. Everything from duck to noodles to fried scorpions, if you happen to have a hankering for that. There's soups, all points in between. You name it, you could get it. But the good news is you couldn't get anything that resembled a Big Mac or a pizza or anything like that. This was totally a culture shock and shift. And I think that it's important that, if possible, everybody should experience it. They don't have to live there, but if they can experience it, it is definitely something that will be, I think, a life-changing moment for you as it was for me. In 2009, I actually made a trip back to Thailand and stayed there for not 3 weeks, but for a year. And got used to living there full time. Went through all the seasons, high season, low season, medium season. The seasons over there, I feel, are a little bit more brutal when it's low season. I believe the humidity is a lot stronger in Thailand. Some people disagree with me. They say it's tougher over here. Again, I'm me and you're you. So what are our opinions anyway, right? It's just my humble opinion that it's much more oppressive there during summertime. They had a coup while I was there, so that was a little weird. There was some sort of red shirt, blue shirt, or green shirt, yellow shirt, two opposing parties about some political figure. The details escape. But they shut down the airports. And it was about time for me to head home. And I was running a little low on funds. But by the grace of God, the coup ended, they opened the airports, and I got to come home. And guess what? Despite some of the things that I found to be hassles, like border runs for my visa, the corruption of the police during the traffic stops and all that, I blew that off as the price of rice and the price of doing business in retirement, and was still sold out and radical on Thailand. Now, after all that Thailand talk, why the hell am I in the Philippines? Well, knowing what I knew about the Thailand, I figured that it would serve me well if I at least left my options open. So I began to research. And after my research, and the Philippines kept coming up and coming up, best places to retire in the world, best places to retire in Asia, best places to live on a fixed income. guess what? Philippines, Philippines, Philippines. Thailand would show up also. But the number one choice on Forbes magazine was not only the Philippines, but it was sleepy little Dumaguete came up as number one most affordable, foreigner-friendly place to retire. And that was back in, I think, 2015 or something, right when I was doing my research. So I started taking a hard look at it. And I thought to myself, I had convinced myself, because we believe, or at least I believe what I want to believe. I convinced myself that the Philippines was going to be Thailand, but they spoke English. Why was I wrong? So here's my take on both countries. And I want to emphasize something here. I don't think I should have called this Philippines versus Thailand. I think a better title would have been Philippines or Thailand, because these aren't football teams where we're competing against one another and I want my team to win and yours to lose, or vice versa. Not at all. I think that the Philippines happened to fit me simply because I enjoyed the ease of the visa. Without getting into all the minutiae and the details, you can come to the Philippines as a tourist, stay for 3 years, leave the country for 24 hours, come back in, and start the process all over again as a tourist. Easy peasy. That hasn't changed. Of course, they've managed to complicate it, but it's still, in theory, the same. Not so in Thailand. The visa process over there seems to be in flux at all times. A bit complicated and can certainly be expensive. I have a friend over there now. I have a number of friends over there right now. And one of them just paid $24,000, I want to say, or put in $24,000 into an account that has to be held for a certain amount of time. And it can be pulled out. It's not like you're just giving it away. It's still your money. But to me, that makes me a little uneasy because I know how banks and governments work. And maybe that's me just being paranoid. But I will say that the plus category, if we're doing a T-bar from Ben Franklin, in the plus category, Philippines wins on the visa. Where the Philippines also wins is on the English speaking. Very easy to navigate over here. Where Thailand wins that's knocked down easy. The food. I mean, it's light years ahead of the Philippines as far as quality, taste, variety, the way they prepare it, how healthy it is. There's no contest. I'm sorry, Philippines. Infrastructure. It's night and day. The Philippines infrastructure is subpar at best. Are they working on it? Sure. But are they working on it fast enough and quick enough? No. But in Thailand, the roads are state of the art. The Wi-Fi is 5G everywhere you go. There's no brownouts in Thailand. And the interesting thing is I just did a comparison. I just asked one of our friends over there at one of the AI sites, how much cost difference is there between the Philippines and Thailand? Which one's pricier or which one's cheaper? And at the end of the day, they're both about the same. Be something you might want to research on your own and prove me wrong. But I chose the Philippines because even though I like good infrastructure, even though I like 5G, even though I love wonderful food, I simply fit into the Philippines better than I did in Thailand. And I think the number one component on that decision is language. If I can't walk into a store or a shop or a restaurant and communicate effectively with the person, and I have to really work at it, I find it to be very, very frustrating. I know there's Google Translate. I know there's all these things that you can do. But at the end of the day, it simply worked for me. And remember, I've been in both places. So that was my choice. What do you think? Have you been to both places? Are you thinking about going to one or the other? What are your plans? Feel free to leave me a comment. You can say, if you think I'm full of shit, go right ahead and let me know that. You seem to have no problem saying those things. Or if you want to say something nice and switch it up, that's okay too. Well, anyway, guys, thanks for hanging in there with me. I'm really curious to hear what you think about what I said and what I missed and what your spin on it is. All right, kids, we'll see you in the next video.